fellow crafters, Janine here, and today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful set of cards. Unfortunately, we did have some friends that suffered some loss here in the last couple of days, so these sympathy cards are for them. And then I had a relative that got married recently, and so this card is for her, to congratulate her on her nuptials. But what I would like for you to take away from this, looking at these cards, is how beautifully they coordinate together. So if you wanted to make a simple set of cards for someone to give as a gift, you know, again, utilizing different sympathies, you could have thank you, happy birthday, congratulations, with heartfelt sympathy. You could do a mixture of sentiments in the set, but make them all coordinate by using a pack of coordinating paper. So it would make a beautiful gift for someone to have a coordinated set of handmade cards. So anyway, I'm going to show you how I made these very simply. And again, they're simple, they're beautiful, they're elegant, and I'm sure they will be appreciated by the families that are receiving them. Anyway, let's get started. The products that I'm using for all three cards today, I kept it simple because when I have a number of cards to make at one time, I do try to do it assembly line fashion so that it goes fairly quickly, and so I try to keep the products as similar as possible, so that I don't have, you know, a whole lot of stuff out on my desk at one time. So all the paper I'm using is from this book called French Press. It's by Color Book, and I get them from Walmart. It's a 12 by 12 pack, and it just has some really beautiful and elegant papers in it, and so it's beautiful for card making. It makes just wonderful backdrops. I just went ahead and used some pre-made A2 cards and envelopes, and again, that just helps save time when doing multiple cards at once. And then I had already printed out, and I have on hand various scriptures that I feel like fit different occasions, whether it be for sympathy or celebration or whatever. So I went ahead and cut those down to size, and I cut another little piece of cardstock out to stamp my congratulations sentiment on. And then the sentiments I'm using for both or all three cards come from this set of sentiments I got from an Etsy shop called God Bless Your Art, and it's just some really nice basic sentiments that will go for just about anything. And then I just got a set of nesting circle dies. We Are Memory Keepers brand, so I'm going to be using that to die cut a little circle out of the front. I just figured out from that set of nesting dies which one fit, the sentiment would fit in just perfectly. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to die cut this circle, and I'm going to do that on both of the sympathy cards. So for now, I'm just going to put the elements for the congratulations card aside and grab a little bit of painter's tape to hold down the circle die while I run it through my die cutting machine. And then I'll repeat the process on the next card or the next backdrop. Oh, and I'm also using this rich cocoa from Memento, little dewdrop ink pad to ink the edges. And this is my We Are Memory Keepers Evolution die cutting machine, and I love it because you don't have to build all these sandwich plates. All you do is adjust the dial, which right here, which adjusts, I'm sorry, let me put it. You just adjust this dial right here, which adjusts the height of the roller, so you can adjust that rather than having to build several plates. So you only need 2 plates, and if you're embossing, you just need a silicone mat. So with the Evolution, you always put the cutting side face up on the bottom mat, and then you put the top mat over it. And crank the handle. Not that you haven't seen this 100 million times. And you get a perfectly cut circle every time. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that on the second one and then come back to assemble the card. Okay, before I do the stamping and securing of everything, I'm gonna go ahead and ink the edges. Let me go ahead and zoom in so y'all can see a little better. I really do feel like this just makes for a very finished and beautiful product. Okay, now let's start putting everything together. And for the scriptures, I do believe I'm going to use some foam tape and pop those up. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and get all of the background pieces adhered on everything. And for that, I'm using my tape runner. Okay, I'm going to use my small stamping block that I made to adhere this sentiment, or to stamp this sentiment. So, oh, perfect. I was worried that it might be too small. And again, I'm using the rich cocoa to keep everything nice and coordinated. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and adhere the inside pieces. Okay, now I'm just going to put some foam tape under this scripture. But before I do that, I'm going to use my die pad to ink the edge of the foam so that if you catch a glimpse of it, actually let me use something different. I use my alcohol markers that are a lot easier. These big markers. I just got a huge pack of Bic Markets. Anyway, I like to do this with the foam. I mean, you can buy foam in different colors. But really and truly, all you need to do is color the edge so that it kind of disappears behind whatever you're adhering it to. And you can achieve the same thing just by inking around the edge of your foam tape. And that'll help it disappear. I don't know how well, yeah, you probably can't see that at all, but with the edge of the foam tape inked, it's really going to help it to just blend in behind the card, or behind the scripture or sentiment or whatever you're popping up with foam tape. Alright, so that's really and truly that's it for this card. I feel like sympathy cards really should be kind of simple. Grieving families are often just hit with a lot in a short period of time. So keeping things fairly simple is usually the best way to go. And let me grab my Handmade by. And I'm just going to use that same brown ink. I just want to keep everything really coordinated. And that comes out beautiful every time. Actually, while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and do the other cards. Okay, so I got the back of all of them inked with my handmade by, and I always do still initial and year dated. It's just something I do. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly assemble the rest of these cards. Just tape everything down, and I'm going to come back and show you the end result. Well, I repeated the same process on the different cards. I mean, this one was a little bit different simply because I didn't die cut the center, but the process for assembling was the same. Edge, you know, inked the, which you really can't see because inking the edge of the foam that you use to pop your cards up, just inking that in a darker color really makes it disappear behind whatever it is you're using to, that you're popping up with that foam tape. But just give you a look on the inside of each card. I think I got a little carried away with my inking there, but I just feel like the cards look so much better when they're finished, and it really doesn't take a lot to finish them. Just a little bit of decorative paper and just a you know, a simple piece of white cardstock to write your handwritten note on, and that just takes his cards to a different level, to a finished level that makes them look professional. And so I really hope that you enjoyed this simple card making tutorial. Unfortunately, sometimes tragedy happens, and sympathy cards are necessary, but there is a way to make them beautiful and elegant, even in the worst of circumstances. And of course, there's a happy, joyous occasion to make a card for, again, where simple elegance is what is called for. So anyway, if you haven't yet, hit the thumbs up. If you wouldn't mind, give me a like, subscribe, and as always, you have a very blessed day.